we're going to go through why this fish died. This is very important so that if something similar happens to you, you'll have an idea how to combat this. Fish isn't looking so good. It's very listless. Look at the dorsal fin on that fish. The membrane is a little bit notched. It's not the way it's supposed to be. This animal has been neglected for some time. Didn't just happen overnight. In the next video, this person posted that she thinks it's swim bladder disease. Very similar, but that's not what's happening here. Swim bladder disease means the fish is struggling to maintain its buoyancy. Why is it swimming around like that? Notice that the spine is bent. Swim bladder doesn't cause that. This animal has what we call whirling disease. It's caused by a parasite. What I think happened is that this person bought a fish or got it from someone incompetent. This may include an incompetent pet shop, which there is a dime a dozen of those. Didn't quarantine the animal, put it in with her healthy fish. And I hope for her part, she gets some sort of anti-parasite to make sure that the other fish in her tank are clean. It's not swim bladder disease. While we are on the topic of swim bladder disease, yes, sometimes it's genetic. This is a common goldfish. Though it can have swim bladder issues, it's not impossible. It's very, very, very unlikely. It is the fancy round-bodied goldfish that are more predisposed to swim bladder disease. And although oftentimes swim bladder disease could be a result of wonky genetics, sometimes it could be due to a bacterial infection, which once again brings me back to my point of not proper care. I'm going to share with you guys a bonus image. This is from somebody on Facebook that basically wanted to know why their koi died. It's very obvious when you know what to look for. There's about 20 plus koi in that pond. It's a very small pond. Power was out for a couple of days, they suffocated. Their gills take oxygen out of the water. They can't breathe air. And when the water is depleted of oxygen, out of desperation, they'll gasp at the surface for air until they eventually suffocate. That is way too many koi for that little amount of space. If you live in an area that has notorious constant power cuts, you want a pond to be as broad and as long as possible, a large surface area. Depth doesn't help much with oxygen. Now, yes, you want a nice deep pond so that the fish can get proper exercise, because they get the most of their exercise by swimming up and down, not lengthwise. Koi need about 1,000 liters per fish. This is way too small. For that amount of koi, you would need about 20,000 liters. There's no snowball chance in hell that pond is 20,000 liters. I am there to help. I've been doing this for many, many years. If you have issues with your fish, contact me. If I do not know the answer, I can refer you to somebody that does know the answer. Every once in a while, I'll get a comment on my various social media platforms, TikTok mostly. Don't get me wrong, there's people who know more than me. But when idiots think they know more than me, it drives me up the wall. My personality flaw, I have to work on it. Just to put it out there that I do actually know what I'm talking about, here is an image of a person who's, you can see what her water looks like. Not very good, because incompetent, dumbass, koi farm LARPers told this poor person that she only has to run her filter twice a week. After I helped this person, this is what her water looks like now. Please, if you have issues with your fish, I have a WhatsApp group. You can get in contact with me there. Online forums is cringe. There might be some truthful information. You don't know what's true and what's not. It's the same story with Cringe Book. Everyone wants to give their 2 cents. You don't know who's truthful or who's not. But if a person doesn't like me because I hurt their feelings or whatever, there's other experts. Other experts exist. But just don't go to online forums. These online forums are going to help you right off a cliff in some quicksand with some space desert worm at the bottom.